Hello, welcome back to Mindful May. I have such a fun video planned for today. I am attempting to make a beginner matching set for summer. I get asked a lot what are good projects for beginner sewists, so I wanted to pair two together, bringing together a very simple top and simple shorts, no pockets, no crazy sewing notions needed. It's also very affordable. One of the patterns is free, one of them is very low priced. So if you are a beginner, I hope this is an exciting video for you. I hope you follow along and make these patterns as well. Today I'm using the Cocoa shorts by Studio Tabata. These are also called the Easy shorts. They seem to have different names on her Etsy listing and Instagram, but this pattern is usually $5.55, which is such a great deal. It's a very basic shorts pattern, great for a beginner just to learn how to put together the back and the front and the legs and the inner seam. When I first started learning sewing, shorts and pants, just bottoms in general, looked so weird to me, but hopefully as you continue to practice, they will make sense. And then for the top, I am using the Solee Top by Daisy Chain Patterns. This is free when you subscribe to their newsletter. So all in all, this matching set is $5.55 plus whatever the cost is for you to print the pattern of the shorts and then your fabric. For me, I am using a thrifted piece of fabric that I recently got on a thrift trip with my mom when she was in town. I believe it was $1 or $2. So this whole project is less than $10 for me. I'm so excited to jump in. So let's go ahead and do that. I have made these shorts once before, and while the pattern is just fine as it is, I felt that the rise was a little high, so I personally will be taking about an inch off of the rise. I just want them to hit me a little bit lower, so just make note of that. You can definitely make these shorts as the pattern suggests, and you will probably love them. Also for the Solee top, I am planning to do a little bit of a hack, which is just to not have the elasticated portion on the waist. I've seen a couple people do this. I just like a bit of a flowier piece. Those are my plans. Let's jump in. If you've been around a while, you might have noticed that I love to wear gold rings. So when Linear reached out to collaborate, I was really excited to join them. Linear is a minimal jewelry brand that sells directly to customers online, cutting out unnecessary middlemen and crazy markups that make the traditional luxury products really expensive. So we reap the savings benefits. If you haven't heard of Linear, or even what that word is, it is a Norwegian word that means lines, and this is a reference to their simple and minimal designs. Linear uses only fine metals like 100% recycled gold and silver and gold vermeil. They use lab-grown diamonds, which are guaranteed conflict-free. I have a confession, I'm a bit of a cheapskate, so it's been hard for me in the past to purchase quality jewelry. I bought all kinds of fast fashion jewelry that turned my finger green or turned to brass and tarnish. And what I like about Linear is that they offer gold vermeil. Gold vermeil pieces use a sterling silver base, and then they are plated with a thick layer of 22 karat gold. Their plating is 2.5 to 3 microns thick, which is 5 times thicker than any regular gold plated pieces you'll see online. They also offer solid gold pieces, real forever pieces that will last a lifetime. But if solid gold is not in your budget, gold vermeil is the next best thing. So I feel like they have an option for everyone. As you can see, I have not stopped wearing these pieces since they arrived. I think they're so elegant, they're classy. If you want to check out their beautiful website, the pieces I am wearing is the white topaz ring, the moonstone ring, the open leaf ring, the marquise ring, and the organic wavy ring. Linear gifted me most of these, but I used some of my own money to purchase another one because I couldn't help myself. I think they're beautiful, they will last a long time, they're so fun to stack up and mix and match, and they bring class and elegance to any outfit. Linear will send my audience a special offer if you use my discount code MINDFULMAE, so check that out below to shop. I started by washing my fabric, now I need to iron it, and then we can get to laying out the pattern pieces. All right, my Cocoa shorts are already cut out, so next I need to draft the Solee top, which requires taking a few measurements. So I need my upper bust, full bust, waist, and hips. So the beautiful thing about the Solee top is it is not a physical pattern, it's what's called a digital pattern or a patternless pattern. So you do not need to print anything out, you take your measurements, do some math, you plot them on your fabric and cut them out. So this is going to be a couple of squares or rectangles that we're sewing together. So I'm not going to give you all of the math, you'll need to sign up and get the Solee top yourself, but we'll come back when my measurements are done. As per the instructions, I am also taking the length measurement, starting at my high bust, going to as long as I want to make it. All right, I've done my math and now I have the equations for my rectangles for the top and for the 4 straps. So then I can plot these lines on my fabric and cut them out. All right, so my measurements are 20 inches long and 25 wide. So I should just need this little panel, which will leave a good chunk for the shorts. Let's see, this is probably like 2 yards of fabric and I'm hoping it'll be enough. I didn't check before because that's just my style. All right, so I'm just gonna mark along here 20 inches from this raw edge. Whoa. Something else you can obviously do if it's striped fabric is just follow the line and make a marking all the way down. And then 25 wide. Ooh, let's see. I'm gonna have to go down a little bit because I don't have 50 across. All right, I've got all my pieces cut out. Got my 2 tops, my fronts and backs of the shorts, straps to the top, waistband for the shorts, 1 inch elastic for the top. This is like 1/4 inch or so elastic for the shorts. The measurements for the top are in the Solee pattern. Same with the Cocoa shorts. When elastic is this thin, I like to go a little bit tighter than I normally would. That's feeling pretty good. All right, first step for the top is to press this top portion that's going to have the elastic in it according to the measurements in the pattern, which again, I don't want to give away. So you can get the pattern and I'm going to press according to the pattern measurements. I'm pressing to the wrong side of the fabric. It's going to be a small fold and then 1 big fold, and this will be essentially the tunnel for the elastic to sit in, and it's going to hold up our top. This is a big fold. And we'll do this with both sides. Next, we're actually going to unfold what we just pressed, place the pieces right sides together. I'm gonna grab a few clips, but we're just going to sew down the sides, which is just a straight stitch down both sides. This will kind of enclose the top, making it look like a tube top for now. Pressing your seams is always a good practice. I didn't do this for the longest time, but trust me, you should just get started now. If you are a beginner, it's going to make your clothes look so much more professional and just lie a lot flatter and drape better on your body. Starting at one of the side seams, we're going to sew all the way around, very close to this folded edge, and we'll stop a few inches short of where we started because that's where the elastic will go through. Forward and back stitch, and then all the way around, sewing close to this folded edge. Shockingly, the closest color to this like purple I had was brown, so hopefully this doesn't look too bad. You definitely can pin this if that makes you feel more confident. I just like to go for it. All right, stopping here to leave a little gap, forward and back. And then picking up where we started the first go round, we are making another row about 1 inch above it. You can measure this and mark it out if you would like to keep you on track. But for me, I know from this line to this edge is about 2 inches. So if I just go down kind of the center, I'll probably be good. Take my safety pin, attach it to the end of the elastic, and then we're going to feed it through this tube we just made. push the pin through, pull the elastic through. The elastic's through, so I'm going to attach it to the other side and then first try it on just to make sure it fits me. It was a good thing I tried it on because I ended up cutting off quite a bit. Woo! So now I will connect these elastic pieces. You can zigzag over them. You can sew just a little square around where they overlap to connect them. And then we're just going to close up this little gap that we have left. And you can repeat this for the bottom hem, but I'm going to leave mine open. As for the bottom hem, I'm just hemming it to my desired length, just double rolling it, and I'll sew it up. I'm prepping all 4 straps according to the instructions. I found the instructions just a little bit confusing, so hopefully this visual helps you out. All right, so we are going to edge stitch around all 4 of these sides, leaving this raw end open. All right, the 4 straps are done. Now I need to choose where they get placed. So I'm just gonna put 4 pins in, put a tank top on to just kind of give me a reference of where I like straps to hit me. So I'll pin those in place. And then I'm going to sew the straps in place. All right, I've got the front and the back sewn together and a front and a back sewn together. Now we're going to take one pant leg right side out. Then we're gonna slide it into the inside out pair so that the right sides are touching. This is gonna look a little crazy. We're looking to make a big U and pin these right sides together all down the side. I'm gonna pin the inner seam together first. And hopefully this will all shake out to be pretty even. This is looking good so far. All right, now we're gonna stitch this big U shape. Oh, ran out of bobbin thread. That half circle seam is done. So when you pull the shorts out, they kind of look like shorts. Now moving on to the waistband. We're gonna sew them right sides together on the long edge. I didn't mention this when we were cutting, but you would have made these little marks on the shorts. This can easily be done later by folding this in half and marking the halfway point, which I've done here, and then folding it in half, that point in the back, and then marking the other halfway points, which are marked here. We're going to fold the waistband wrong sides together in half. I might go press this. This might help it lay a little flatter. So wrong sides together, all the way around. I'm gonna go give this a press. All right, we're pinning on the waistband right sides together. So if this is my back center seam, I'm going to pin it to the back center seam. And then I'm gonna look for this front notch that I made. I just made a mark with my erasable pen, pin there. And then for the side seams, you should also have a mark on your fabric. I kind of lost track of mine. It's right there. Place it with the side seam and pin. Same for the other side seam. Should have a mark somewhere here. There it is. That's pinned all the way around. I'm gonna add a few more pins in here. All right, we're sewing the waistband on right sides together, leaving a gap for the elastic. So I'll start at the back center, sew all the way around and stop there. I made a very rookie mistake and forgot to remeasure when I took an inch off of the rise. I forgot to remeasure, so the waistband doesn't fit. So I just need to add a little bit more fabric. Thankfully I have some left over to make this waistband fit. So, BRB. All right, problem solved. Now I've got my elastic, which is measured to my waist, and just make it as tight as you want it. You can adjust it after you put it through. So just like we did with the top, we'll feed it through the waistband. This part takes a little while, so I'll come back when this elastic pops out the other side. That actually didn't take very long. So elastic is out the other side. I'm gonna pin them together, try it on, make sure that the elastic isn't all twisted in here, like in the casing, because that's the worst. And then we'll close it up much the same way. We'd sew the elastic together, so close the little opening, and we're well on our way to finishing these shorts. Glad I tried it on because I need to take the elastic in a little bit. Guys, they're really cute. They kind of remind me of, I think the brand is called Sonder House. I just started following them and their stuff is really beautiful. Pin this together and just real quick, try to make sure that this is not twisted in here. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. All right, stitch the elastic together. Back to a straight stitch and we will finish up the waistband. Moving on to the bottom hem. I wanted to make the shortest hem possible, so I just serged to the bottom and then I'm going to do one small hem. These are very short shorts, so just keep that in mind if you're making them. Alrighty guys, this is the final outcome. I did just want to mention, because I didn't before, that I made several sizes larger of the Coco shorts because I wanted them to be extra billowy. I believe I sized up 4 sizes, and then I actually didn't have enough width for the top, so this should be even more billowy. I just didn't have enough fabric, so this part is a little tighter on me, but I'm still really happy with how it came out. I hope you try this combo of beginner patterns for yourself. Let me know if you do and what you think of this matching set for summer. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I'll catch you next time. Cheers.